Welcome back. So, as you guys have noticed, what is very good is that not only it waits for your answer, but it breaks down your answer. It gives you feedback on your answer right away, and also, how do I put this in words? It it truly gives you. I know those are not real people, like it's an actual tool, but it gives you the impression that it's an actual person listening to every details of what you're saying and be able to dissect your answer. It also track progress. As you can see, it tells us earlier, hey, this is the amount of topics that we have reviewed so far. This is the amount of topics that we have left. And it's gonna do that every so often, usually at the end of a topic. So that way you kind of get an idea of how long your session is going to last. Because I don't want to take up too much of your time, I'm gonna show you how the rest looks like. I'm gonna tell it to assume that I have already read all the topics. So it goes directly into the summary. And then after that, we'll go to the knowledge test and hopefully we'll have enough time for me to answer one of the questions. So let's assume that I have read all the materials about the different topics and subtopics you presented. And let's go right for the wrap up. Oh, there's something I didn't mention, but the way I structured the prompt is that after the knowledge test, it gives you suggestions of sources found on the internet. If you want to dive deeper, specifically if you also want to, or I should say, especially if you also want to close the gaps uh, where your knowledge wasn't 100%. So let's say I assume I went through everything. We had an entire session, and now it's going on the knowledge test. Let's go ahead with the knowledge test, please. Sorry, let's go one question at a time. Let's go back to question one. Okay, I remember. It's fine. I think I'm ready to answer. So, the best way to approach it would be to look at the rule book first and try to create provisions because having to pass all communication through meetings seems a little bit restrictive. So, that's probably where I will start. And then, second would be perhaps having that specific individual communicate with the project manager about the specific idea. And for that specific instance, it can be added to a meeting, preferably the next meeting where that specific individual can have a few minutes allocated. But most important would be to try to restructure how the company works so that it is more efficient in the future.